Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 396, Initiation and Its Results by Rudolf Steiner, and this is the slightly shorter follow-up to the prior work that I did. Number 395, of course, was Way of Initiation. That was Steiner's first sort of main theosophical entry. This is the second one, and it fleshes it out a bit. Link in the description to my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links to my books, blogs, of course. It's a good work. Actually, I like it better than the first one. And the first one's only a bit longer, mainly because of the expanded foreword, which is autobiographical. I chose to use the second edition, which had that because, you know, some people might not know about Steiner. So I figured as an introductory occult text, par excellence, it made sense to know something about the author, preferably. I think Dower's work did that. But with this, it delves off mainly into things like chakras and the ethereal body, but it speaks in much more length. The first work alludes to it in like one brief passing couple of sentences. That is a really interesting concept within Eastern traditions, and this is derived, like some of his early stuff, more from the East. Later on, he's more Occidental in origin, really, with his philosophy and meanderings. This is during his Eastern period, prior to the schism ideologically with Besant, who was specifically obsessed with Hinduism. Steiner, Hinduism and Buddhism, actually. And that's the Kundalini, the serpent fire, the awakening of that energy through the chakras within the body, through yogic practice. It goes beyond just meditation and maybe vegetarian living. It's a little bit more mystic than that. The way Westerners practice it is not really authentic. Yoga, the idea of meditation in some cases, and the purpose. So you'll see corporate CEOs, they have a yoga room that they spend 20 minutes in during the day. Really, they're just doing it for physical benefit. Calm down, sleep a little bit better, etc. It's fine. There's nothing. Yogic stretches for keeping the body toned. That's fine. Not really the sum and substance of what yogic practice in theory really is about within an Eastern context. Steiner understands this, and he talks literally about the concept of like the guardian of the threshold of enlightenment as an actual, if not corporeal, at least literal being or force, as opposed to saying, well, this is the symbol behind the initiatory process. And of course, there are three stages of that. There's your probationary period, enlightenment, and then full initiation into the occult more broadly. And he begins to connect it more broadly later on in his work. This is one of the early theosophical entries. And it really comports to what theosophy especially is all about. Their essential motto, there is no religion higher than truth. It's all about searching through everythingness, eliminating what doesn't work or isn't real, refining what is true. Archaeology was a big thing for them. Delving into analysis of Shakespeare and things were obsessions for some theosophists. Steiner, of course, little autobiographical background here for those that didn't see The Way of Initiation. I recommend that you read that one before you read this if you intend to buy it. Just saying, they do technically go in order. This is fleshing out the first work. Rudolf Steiner, of course, leaves theosophy years later, forms his own group after schismatic arguments with Annie Besant, who ran the order at the time. I think she ran it up into the 1960s or 70s. It's quite some time. She takes off from Blavatsky after she died. Interesting man overall. I don't know how many hundreds of books he wrote. Some of them are transcriptions of German oratory, actually. I don't know how many works he made, but it's quite formidable. And this is, I believe, the literal second work within Theosophy that he wrote, with Way of Initiation being the first. I do know that they were very early. So again, link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon. Third links to my books, blogs. 86 pages, so this is an intermediate to short read. It's a little bit shorter than Way of Initiation, but again, that's because Way of Initiation contained that roughly 30 pages of autobiographical material at the outset. That's about all. Peace out.